about to fire up the excavator for the first time in a couple days. We've gotten a bunch of snow recently. You can see all the tracks from mice or whatever leading to the machine. A bunch right there. There's a bunch over here. They even have a little hole cut out in the snow. So I have dryer sheets and I put some steel wool in this thing like some viewers had suggested. So I'm not really sure where they're going in it, but doing everything I can here, guys. And as I open up the cab, I immediately smell the Grandpa Gus packets and the dryer sheets, and not surprised, there are mouse droppings on the seat. So it's not looking like the bounce dryer sheets worked at all. You can actually see down in here where I shoved one of the dryer sheets underneath this floor mat. That was clear when I put that in a couple days ago, and now they have pulled more shit in there. All right, pretty decent load of ash here. Well, it's mostly ash. There's a couple sticks of Norway maple. And then it looks like there's a couple little pieces of like oak right there. But all pretty small diameter stuff. Pretty straight for the most part, not too crotchy. Got to take the Eastonmade splitter off the excavator and put on the bucket so I can get it all stacked up. Got all that stacked up nice. Took about 10 minutes total. Now I probably could have used the mini skid steer and the forks. None of those logs were like too big that I couldn't handle, but I'm just so much more precise with the excavator. I think the only thing that would be superior to the excavator would be like an actual, you know, rotating like log grapple on like a log truck. They do make them for excavators. It would be pretty sweet to get one of those rotating log grapples. So I don't know, if anybody out here knows somebody that makes them, or if you're from a company that makes one, you want to get some advertising, shoot me an email, duderanchdiy1@gmail.com. All right, we are making progress. Got the logs stacked, trailer put back. My buddy Kyle's gonna be coming over shortly to pick up a tote of firewood. He is out of season stuff. He actually has the old RuggedMade splitter. He's had it for a while now. I just let him use it because I really don't have much of a use for that RuggedMade splitter, but it is considerably better than like your run-of-the-mill County Line or Home Depot, you know, big box store splitter. So I'm happy to let him use it. I say, you know, I don't need any money for it. As him using it is doing me favor enough by just having it run every now and then and not just becoming one big mouse house and, you know, just sitting and rotting away. I have trouble. I thought about selling that machine, but that's kind of what started the whole channel. And although I don't really use it anymore, I think it serves more value for me to lend it out to friends and stuff that need to use it from time to time. rather than sell it to some Joe Schmo that I have no idea who it is, that probably won't appreciate all the work that I put into it. So it's like one of those things, I'm holding on to it kind of for sentimental value, but my buddies get good use out of it. They get a pretty good deal out of it. All I ask them is to use it. So we're gonna head up to the basement now, make some bundles. We gotta fill up the firewood stand and talk a little bit about that. So you guys will see here, the firewood stand is totally empty. I took one of the recommendations, a couple viewers suggested that I put a tote out with the top and just put some of the scraps in as free kindling, and I've been doing that, and people have been taking it. That was all heaped up in there. I mean, it wasn't full by any means, but people have definitely been taking the kindling. And drop a comment down below. Pause the video, drop a comment down below if you notice anything different about the firewood stand. Go ahead, do it now. Well, if you commented down below that I changed the price of the bundles from $5 to $7, you guessed correct. And I did that for a couple of reasons. One, just simple economics, supply and demand. I was filling this thing up with like 20 bundles every couple days and loose stacks. And, you know, it would be emptied out within a day or maybe 2, 3 if it was like during the week. And so I finally decided on Super Bowl Sunday of all days to raise the price of the bundles. I've already raised the price of the loose stack one time before. They started out at $20 and I raised it up to $25. And that's been no issue. People have been buying it. Absolutely no problem. And the bundles I finally decided to raise for a couple reasons. One, supply and demand. I couldn't keep up. I'm starting to run out of all of the ash that I had. And I had about, I think it was like 12 full cords of ash in totes that we split up, you know, within the past couple of months. And I've been saving it all for the firewood stand. Not selling a lick of it as bulk firewood to customers for delivery or anything. It's all been sold out of the firewood stand as bundles and loose stacks. So, I mean, I do a considerable amount of sales out of this thing. And there are actually 3 other firewood stands on this same road. Now, my road is about 3 or 4 miles long, and there's one firewood stand down the road that's owned by my buddy. I know him. He actually has an Eastonmade Ultra. He was over the other day. You know who you are. I know you watch the channel. Thank you very much for the gift you dropped off yesterday for our son. Super appreciative of that. But he has a firewood stand, and he only does bundles that are in the bag. So like bags of firewood. And I'm pretty sure he's at $6. And then there's another guy that's even further down past him that has 2 firewood stands, one on each side of the road. And I think he's at $5 a piece as well. His bundles are pretty small. I'd say my buddy that has the stand down the road, his bundles, his bags might be even a little bit bigger than mine. But, you know, I figured people are buying them like hotcakes at $5. And at $5, I basically, out of a full tote of firewood that's turned into bundles, I was kind of breaking even with the same, you know, with the amount of wood or the money that I was making as if I were selling it, you know, to a bulk customer, just going to deliver a tote dumped. Now, granted, yes, I'm not having to take the time and go out and actually deliver that wood. But I am having to take the time to wrap it, and the money it takes to you know buy the wrap, the stretch wrap for those bundles. So I thought it was time to raise the price, because after all, gas stations are like $8, $9, $10, even $11 or $12 in the area, depending where you go. So I think $7 is pretty reasonable because they're getting really nice firewood. And you know, the proof is in the pudding here. Everybody bought it. They're all gone. I filled it with 20 bundles on Super Bowl Sunday. It's now Tuesday, and every stick of firewood is gone. I'm curious to see in the money box if people noticed that I raised the price, and if the money that's in the money box reflects that $7. I think I have a lot of repeat customers, and they're used to just throwing a $5 bill in the box. So hopefully people catch on, and hopefully I didn't lose out too much money with this price increase. So we'll check it out. Okay, so if I did my math right, we should have a total of $240 for selling out the whole stand. That's 4 loose stacks at $25 a piece, and then 20 bundles at $7 a piece, which comes out to $140 and $100. So I just calculated and I had $71 in Venmo. What does that leave me? I should have $170, I think, cash. There's certainly a lot of money in here, so that is a good thing. Let me count this up and we'll see how we did. But so far, we're looking pretty good. Oh, again, guys, this is the Honest Honor Box. I'll post a link for this down in the description. This thing is awesome. A viewer of mine, Norm, makes these things. He has an Etsy shop. If you have a firewood stand or any self-service type of kiosk or stand, these things are great. Okay, so I did some quick math, and I think we're missing about $51, which would equate to roughly 7 bundles. Now, you know, I had a lot of fives in you know, $5 bills in that money box, so I'm thinking that people unfortunately probably just came, didn't see the price change reflected, you know, in the paint on the stand, and just threw their $5 in. So I might have to make a little sign, or hopefully, you know, people will, you know, look up from their phones or whatever and pay attention a little bit more that the price has changed. I kind of expected it to take a little bit of time, but I know that some people did, because, you know, pay the $7, because on Venmo, I saw a couple of orders for like $14, $21, you know, increments of 7. So some people picked up on it, others did not. That's all right. Hopefully people continue to pick up on it more and more as they buy more firewood. Okay, if you guys haven't seen my bundle setup, this is pretty much it. Firewood tote of bundlewood, brute force, FB16 firewood bundler, and then I actually got a new little cart here to put the bundles on. I used to use this little homemade thing that could only hold about 6 bundles. This thing can hold about 12 at a time. It's nice. It's like a little mini Home Depot cart, and I wheel it out to the door, throw them in the tote, the IBC, you know, on the pallet forks, and Bob's your uncle. Throw the scraps and kindling and stuff in here, and I burn those up in the wood stove. So let's get bundling. Thing I did want to mention, I have had this bundler now for probably about 3 or 4 years, and I've had absolutely 0 issues with this bundler. However, recently I went to swap out, or actually I think I was tightening. This is a new roll, but the last roll, you know, as the roll wears down, you kind of tighten it up a little bit just to keep it taut. I think it's like something with the geometry of the wrap, you know, going down. But somehow, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but see how the threads on this rod are chewed up? There's supposed to be 2 of these nuts on there, like to act as like a jam nut to lock it in place for the tension. And I don't know if the spring over time has lost its springiness or what, but you'll see I put this little temporary spacer, just a piece of PVC pipe in there to, you know, provide tension. But I was loosening up these nuts, and all of a sudden the whole thing just like locked up on me, to the point where I was trying to loosen these nuts and this whole threaded rod was spinning in that, you know, sleeve there, that bushing. But I don't know how that rod got chewed up, because I don't use power tools. You can see I have a big wrench right there, and it's not like you make it very tight. So it was kind of odd. I have some actual spacers coming in, but I might need to reach out to brute force and see if they could shoot me over like a new threaded rod or whatever this, you know, assembly is, because it makes it pretty hard to tension, and I'm kind of maxing out this spring. Like right now I need to tension the roll a little bit more, and I don't know. We'll see how that goes. All right, I just loaded the tote into Kyle's truck, and look, there's mice. I already got one. I stomped on it, and there's at least 2 more in here. This might get graphic. Oh yeah, there's another one. Watch, we gotta shut the tailgate so they can't escape. I'm gonna get these things. Should I take the tote out? Well, we gotta try and chase them out, and then I'll stomp them. Where? Oh yeah, I see him. Oh, where'd he go? They're under. There he is. See that little bastard? Oh, now they're up in there. Get him, Kyle. Kyle's a hunter. Oh yeah, they're coming my way. Here we go. These things are my nemesis. There they are. Oh, they're going back in the tote. Ooh, here's one, here's two. Get out of here. Well, yeah, as long as they leave with you, I'm fine. Oh, he got him. He got it. The hunter, the hunted. Okay, well, something just happened here. The whole spool and, you know, threaded rod just totally came out of this bushing. So I don't know if this set screw here loosened up and maybe the rod was, you know, working its way out. Looks like, I don't know, there's like a keyway there, but I don't see any, you know, spot for a key to go into this rod. So there's also a set screw. I have a feeling maybe they, you know, use this part for different things over at Brute Force. So I'm gonna try and get this fixed. All right, so that must have been the issue. This rod must have slowly, incrementally been working its way out because that set screw got loose. I've never tightened that, to be brutally honest. I never even noticed that set screw down in there, right there. So I think that's what happened, was that rod over the years was just slowly working its way out, and that's why I wasn't getting much throw on my spring, because I mean, there's no way that me just hand tightening, you know, this nut compressed the spring to the point where it lost its, you know, elasticity or springiness, I guess you could call it. So now you could see the nut engages the spring a lot sooner, and I'm not going to run the throw, you know, out of this threaded rod. All right, well, that probably was the longest it's ever taken me to make 10 bundles, but we solved a mystery that has been kind of perturbing me for the past couple of weeks. I couldn't figure out what was going on with this thing. Granted, I haven't had much time with the baby and all, so when I would come down here to make bundles, I would just go a million miles an hour, make them as fast as I could, get the stand loaded, and then run back inside, which is basically what I need to be doing now. This did take longer than anticipated, but I'm glad that I fixed it. I just didn't notice that thing was riding out because, you know, in my defense, when you look at this thing, you're not looking, you know, back here behind where this rod mounts. You're kind of just looking here out in front of it, and it all, you know, kind of looks the same. It, you know, time after time, I'm sure it was moving out a quarter inch or a fraction of an inch each time, and that's what caused the issue. So we got the 10 bundles. We're going to go throw those in the stand quick. Okay, guys. Well, the stand is finally stacked just as it's getting dark, but we got a bunch of stuff done today. Hopefully people recognize the new $7 each thing. I actually think I'm going to, it's about time I make up a new sign and Venmo code thing. This thing was laminated, but it's all just flaking off. So I think I should reprint a new sign and maybe reflect the prices on there as well. And yeah, we will check back in next time. Driving through this condo complex, you can just see, oh, there's a tree crew working on some cleanup. Got piles of brush everywhere, mostly from the spruces and white pines from all the ice. Heavy branches, you know, just snapped and stuff, but there's stuff down all over town. New client that I picked up this fall. I delivered them one tote, put it in their garage right there. Just waiting for them to open up the garage and I think pull the car out. Gonna give them a fresh tote and take home the empty. Once I got the International fired up and cleaned off to some degree, it's still a little icy, but this truck makes doing this super easy. If I film this, I have a YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, do you need change or?
Yeah, I think I.
Here we go. All right, thank you. There we go.